Hey guys, today I'm going to style a pretty Halloween tablescape. And I also have a few really super simple DIYs to share with you that I'm incorporating into this tablescape. Now, I said pretty, and that's because I don't do ghouly, creepy, ick Halloween tablescapes very well. They're just not in my wheelhouse. So when I was shopping and I went through Home Goods, I came across these salad plates. Take a look at these and how cute they are. With this skeleton face and then the pretty flowers around it and the lace around the edges, this is my kind of Halloween plate. It's pretty, but it still represents the holiday. So as soon as I saw them, I snatched them up because I knew immediately I wanted these to be my inspiration piece for my Halloween table. I just then needed to figure out what I was going to do around them. And Michael's just happened to be a few doors down, and as soon as I walked in, I found these flowers. Look at these flowers. The colors of them are perfect with this salad plate. So that was it. I just knew immediately that my Halloween tablescape had to be a pretty Halloween tablescape. And I'm going to share with you what I did to create it. And like I said, those DIYs that I think help kind of bring it all together, and they're super cheap and super easy. I'm also going to incorporate some of the things I have behind me. So this kind of gives you a hint as to how my tablescape will end up looking in the colors that I use on it. So let's get started. For this pretty Halloween tablescape, I knew I wanted to incorporate the black lace that's on the outside of the salad plate, but I wasn't too sure how I was going to go about it until I remembered my cream colored lace tablecloth. Now this is a tablecloth I had found at an estate sale, probably for $1 or $2, who knows how long ago, and I've had it, and I've never really found a good use for it because honestly, that cream color doesn't seem to coordinate or work with anything I have. And it doesn't mean a lot to me. So I thought, hey, you know what? This is the perfect thing to use for a DIY project. I will dye it. I will make it black or as dark of a gray as I can, and then use it for the foundation of my Halloween tablescape. So I went and got the RIT dye for polyester synthetic fabrics because this is a polyester tablecloth. First, I grabbed a pot to use for my dye bath. This is not a pot that I use to cook with. You do not want to use anything that you will be cooking food in later. I added the dish soap like it says on the instructions. Then I added half a bottle of the black dye to the pot. I got it to almost boiling. I stirred it up and I put the cream colored tablecloth into the pot for over 30 minutes of going back and stirring it occasionally, making sure that that black dye was getting into my tablecloth. Now you have to remember that anytime you are going to be doing a dye bath and dyeing fabric, it's going to be darker at first, and then when you rinse it, some of that dye is going to come out, so it will be a lighter shade. I let it cool a little bit, and then I dumped the water out, started wringing my now dark gray tablecloth out and running cool water until the water ran clear. After which I then washed it and dried it. Check out how it turned out. Look at this beautiful dark gray and the lace. It really helps pick up the detail on it. And I think it's going to be a wonderful foundation for this pretty tablescape. So I'm just going to take and lay it out on my table. Now to go on my lace tablecloth, I have some black chargers. they have a nice matte finish to them. The scalloped edging, they're pretty, but they're not super glam or elegant looking. So I think that's why they're going to be a good foundation for my place setting. I'm just going to take and put one in front of each of my chairs. And then on top of my black chargers, I've got some really pretty white plates that I'm going to add. Here's a close-up of the detail on them. Now, next I need to add my inspiration salad plates to my place settings. Next is the flatware. Now for the glasses for this tablescape, I'm going to use my smoky gray ones, and I happen to have a water glass and a wine glass, and they match the gray of my tablecloth almost exactly. For my napkins and my napkin ring, I am using the same ones that I used last year for my Halloween tablescape. And actually, this is a really easy DIY napkin ring. I'll make sure I put the link for you. But these are from Dollar Tree. All I did was cut out the bottom of the bucket, remove the handle, and did some black distressing. I thought they would work really nicely on this table. With my Halloween place settings set, I want to start working on the centerpiece for this pretty tablescape. And the first thing I'm going to use is this little silver bowl, and I've turned it upside down because I'm going to place in the center of it this gazing ball. This is actually something I found at our local secondhand store, honestly, probably about a year ago. It's something that's supposed to go in your yard, but the base of it broke off. And I thought it would look really ideal on this Halloween tablescape as our crystal gazing ball. And then I just took netting from the dollar store and I am draping it over it to kind of, you know how that gives that mystical kind of look to it. since this is a gazing ball, I figured we needed to have some hands that looked as if it was gazing into it. And I used these last year in my Halloween tablescape. I'm just going to take and put one on kind of either side of my ball, again as if it's kind of looking and gazing into the middle of it. And then I want to flank each side of this. And on one side, I'm going to use my skeleton bride. I love this. I found it at Michael's, and I thought she just kind of matched the look of the salad plates, because with the flowers over her crown were kind of similar to the flowers that are going around the skeleton face on the salad plate. I'm just going to kind of put her, I think, here on this side. And then on the other side is one of my DIYs. And that's this skeleton face, which I used this last year as well in my tablescape. And all I did is I spray painted it white along with some of the little skeletons that you're going to see a little later. Then I took one of those dusty pink flowers and I created a hole around where her temple was, and I hot glued it in place. Then once she was dry, I added 2 little crystals set to her eyes. So that it resembles that look of the salad plate. You know, like how the skeleton has the flower at the top temple, and then the rest of the flowers are around like kind of the crown of her. So I created my own skeleton with a flower, and I'm going to put that on the other side of my gazing ball. And then, because I don't know what it is with Halloween, but we kind of, or at least I do, associate taper candles with Halloween. Something about that long length of them, and it's still very pretty, very delicate, so it works with my pretty Halloween tablescape theme idea. I've got some taper candles, but I want to share with you the candle holders that I'm using. I have these mirrored finished ones that I have DIY'd myself about 2 years ago. I'll make sure I put the link down below because it is really easy to do. These are actually the clear glass taper candle holders from Dollar Tree that I transformed into this kind of pinkish mirrored look, which I think is going to really kind of help tie in this tablescape. And then about a week or so ago, I found these black taper candle holders at an estate sale for $2 each. I have 2 of them, but I'm going to take and put these on my table. I have a few more to add also. All right, now to add the taper candles. Next, I'm going to add some more of those dusty pink flowers to this tablescape, and I'm going to tell you why. Because they're going to kind of help hide some imperfections. So for example, these skeleton arms, like the base of them, it looks just kind of odd sitting there. And I'm going to take these flowers and I'm going to just kind of put them around it and around other parts of the table to, 1, make it prettier, but then 2, also, like I said, to kind of hide a little bit of the imperfections and then fill it in. Now I have one more thing to add to my pretty Halloween tablescape, and that is these white skeletons. They're going to act as my place card holders. I DIY'd them at the same time with my white skeleton head. They came from Dollar Tree as a string of 4 for a skeleton garland. And I just spray painted both sides white, and then once it was dry, I took these cute little pink flowers and hot glued them to the temple of each of the skeleton heads. To replicate what is on my salad plates. Now I'm going to take each of these skeletons and with a card that I have my guest's name on and put it in front of each of the plates. And let me show you close up how I'm going to make this work. So I'm going to take my skeleton. Look how cute that little pink flower looks. And the legs bend up. Unfortunately, the arms don't, but I'm going to have it sit. And then I'm going to place it just above my place setting. And I took some black cardstock and wrote names of my guests in white. And then I'm going to take that card and just rest it against my skeleton. Okay, tell me, what do you think of my pretty Halloween tablescape? Is it something that speaks to you? Or are you more about the creepy, spooky, ghouly kind of tablescape? Let me know in the comments down below because I would love to find out. If you enjoyed my video, give me a thumbs up. It really helps my channel. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And remember, a beautifully set table is a gift to those gathered around it. I look forward to seeing you next time here at the table. Bye.